Just double check it. Harry, check that mic quickly.
It's working.
We have to start now. We have to stop and start talking.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Kalispera σας. Καλώς ορίσατε. Welcome to the 2017 196th anniversary of the Greek Declaration of Independence. Welcome to this year's parade on Fifth Avenue. I am Amdula Katsimatidis, and I'm joined.
Iki Castana.
And we are so happy to be your MCs for the parade, making sure that you get a good bilingual understanding of all the wonderful displays of pride that are about to pass you by. The Greek parade has become a New York City tradition since 1938 and has been celebrated on Fifth Avenue since 1951. Sponsored by the Federation of the Hellenic Societies of Greater New York, the Greek Independence Day Parade includes over 30,000 participants. We are so happy to kick off this year's annual Greek Independence Day Parade.
The mic is so loud. I know, they're going to...
We always are so honored to have the New York City Police Department mounted color guard kicking off our parade. We're so happy to have these officers with us today. Followed by the New York City Police Department ceremonial band. And making their way up Fifth Avenue are all the honored dignitaries who have worked so hard and we are so blessed to have with us, joining us on Fifth Avenue today, led by His Eminence Archbishop Dimitrios. We're so honored to have two Grand Marshals this year, Ivan Savvidis and Dr. George Yankopoulos, presiding with us on Fifth Avenue. Hello, NYPD Mounted Color Guard. Thank you so much for being with us today. Our honorary marshal is Emirates Airline, beginning a new service direct flights to Greece from Newark Airport. Welcome our honorary parade chairman, His Eminence Archbishop Dimitrios, Primate of the Greek Orthodox Church of America, together with parade chairman emeritus John Katsimatidis and Philip Christopher, parade chairman Vasilios Gourmelos and George Kalergios, together with co-chairs Aris Koukoumoumelis, Anthony Michailidis, Paul Petronis, and various representatives of the government of the United States and the Republic of Greece and the Republic of Cyprus. It is a wonderful day. And of course, please give a round of applause for our wonderful mayor of the city of New York, the Honorable de Blasio. Mayor de Blasio, welcome.
Thank you so much, everybody. We are here to celebrate everything that Greece has done for all of the earth. We are here to celebrate what the Greek American community has done for our nation and our city. You have made us stronger. You have made us better. I want to say one more thing about what Greece is experiencing today. Greece is at the forefront of the challenges in this world around migration and refugees, but Greece is compassionate and doing all it can do. So I say to the European Union, stop thinking about Greece's debt to Europe and start thinking about history and Europe's debt to Greece over centuries and centuries. and let's be there for the Greek people in their hour of need. Thank you, and God bless you all.
So much, Mayor. Thank you. We are so proud of this great city that we live in. That was the Honorable Mayor of the City of New York. We are so proud to be living in this great city with so many Greek Americans who have contributed to the fabric of this city. Joining us, of course, our representatives, Carolyn and Maloney. Thank you for always being a steadfast supporter of the Greek American community. Senator Schumer, Chuck Schumer is here always. I'm sure Senator will be marching along Fifth Avenue a little bit later. Thank you so much for being with us. Please welcome Senator Chuck Schumer.
Hello everybody, Yasu, Zito Elas. And the Greek culture, the Hellenic culture has helped everyone in the West, and certainly everyone in America through the centuries. We are so proud of our Greek community here in New York. And if we ever get immigration straightened out, the legislation McCain and I passed will allow more Greeks to come to New York. And we do that for one reason. The more Greeks there are in New York, the better New York is. So thank you, God bless you, and have a great parade.
Thank you so much. That was Chuck Schumer, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, the Honorable Carolyn Maloney will say a few words.
Today, we love the Greeks. We love the Greeks every day. Thank you for what you have given to America, to our history, to our world. We should celebrate Greek Independence Day every day. Thank you.
See it.
Okay,
Thank you so
fine.
much.
Hold
Now
on.
dignitaries will find their seats and we will begin and
Oh, let me
kick
just
off
test
and
this
commence
out a
our
little bit here.
parade. We are
1, 2,
also
3,
so
4,
happy
1,
to
2,
be
3,
joined
4,
by
1, 2,
Scott
3,
Stringer,
4,
the
1, 2,
controller
3,
of the
4.
City of New York. Thank you
And
so
here we
much,
are.
Mr. Stringer, for being with
Sounds
us,
pretty good.
as well as David
Yeah, hi,
Buckland,
1 1
the
2 3
Assembly
4 5 6 7 8 9
District.
10 10.
Yeah.
10 10 10.
Everyone is Greek
10,
on
10,
Fifth
10.
You know
Avenue.
what? I don't think there's
I
enough
would be remiss
cord to do it.
not
Maybe.
introduce the Council
Okay.
General of Greece,
Can't see anything that's
Konstantinos
coming here.
Koutras, and the
Trust-
Council Manolis Koubarakis.
I know. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see if that
And a
will work.
warm welcome
Put a little.
again to our
Wait, let me
Grand
see if I can turn
Marshal.
this way. Okay. Oh. Now see here's a.
Let me see if I can turn
me-
this way.
I get-
And he goes, oh.
See if I do this, I got to be able to turn. So that's good right there.
Everybody's going to find their seats because we got a parade coming down Fifth Avenue. We can't stop the parade.
Yes, we
How do
have
you
a
think
parade.
this is? Do I need to move certain pieces, like one at a time? Like, are they stuck in there?
Let's see if this
I
works.
can't see.
We are also joined by the Honorable Alexis
Oh, thanks.
Some drinks.
What'd you
Put
say?
them right there.
I couldn't hear what you
Okay.
said. Oh, well, there's no chance of doing
Great.
that.
And is this the name of the company on top?
This mirror's the
Okay.
worst.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do.
Thank you. Thank
Whatever you
you.
want.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is that you, Jamie?
There's a hole. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, John. We're ready to go.
Hi, John.
How are you guys?
Hi. Mwah.
Very nice.
Okay, both my earrings showing. Let's see.
Set to roll.
Okay. Good.
Episodes.
All right, better focus. Thank you so much. What is the patch showing? Oh, okay, thanks. Oh, good. Thanks.
Great to be here with all of you to celebrate Greek culture, the Greek business community, and the
Anastasia Zanis.
Zanis, yes.
parade. Enjoy
Okay.
the great
Right.
honor, and it's great that we
All
come
right.
together.
Yes.
Today, we're all Greeks. We're all
I think it might be Anastasia.
Oh,
Anastasia Zanis.
Anastasia.
Thank you so much, Scott Stringer, and thank you to all
No, I think
of
I'm
you
good right
for
now.
taking time
Yeah,
out
thanks,
of
man.
your very busy schedules to be with us today. I also noticed the Honorable Madeline Singas. Thank you for being with us and for your true commitment to fighting crime
Residential.
in Nassau County. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited. We are
blue and white. That's what they should say. That high-end blue and white.
Commemorating the 196th anniversary of Greek independence.
Yes. The color guard already passed us, so we don't have to do them. Ceremonial band, did they pass
Well, they're
too?
going to replay them. They're going to replay
Okay,
them.
all right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages.
How do we say good afternoon? Kalisperasas?
Kalisperasas.
Kalisperasas.
No, I think it's still Kalimera, isn't it? Afternoon?
No.
Kalispera is evening.
No.
How long does Kalimera last? Kalimera is usually morning and afternoon. Kalispera is good evening.
Oh, it is? I
Yeah.
thought it was afternoon. Oh, jeez. Great.
Let me see if we can check. I'm going to just say Yasas. Yasas.
So we say
Kalispera is
that-
evening.
Well, how do we say good day? It's 2 o'clock.
It's usually Kalimera.
Oh,
That's what I thought.
all right.
Kalimera is usually when it's daytime. Kalispera is in the evening and dusk. Kalimera sas. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
All right.
All right. How many floats do we have? We usually have had like 400 floats. Hundreds of floats. How's that?
Celebrating this wonderful event on Fifth Avenue, one of the very few ethnicities that are allowed to march on Fifth Avenue.
Okay, so just so we know, Nicole,
Yes, I'm listening.
you and me at the top, we throw to Nick, Nick throws to Mike, they throw to the anthems.
Right.
We see the flag, the F zones, and then we do the live parade. Okay,
Okay.
and then are they going to roll those other videos for us, the bands and the whole thing? The first thing we're going to see is the,
Please welcome the Hellenic College of Thessaloniki from the Republic of Greece.
so we're not going to show anything else.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Okay. The Grand Marshals.
Ακολουθώντας πιστά τις παραδόσεις της πατρίδας μας, αλλά και πρωτοπορώτας
Πατρίδας
με
μας.
φωναχώντας
You know, when you say that, it almost sounds Spanish. Tis patridas mas. Greece is one of the most scenic countries in the world. It's the birthplace of democracy, philosophy, and the Olympic Games. It's surrounded by the Aegean Sea on the east and the Mediterranean on the south. It has over 1,000 islands. The Ionian Sea displays a vivid turquoise color, and the beaches are spectacular. Today, thousands of Greek Americans are marching up Fifth Avenue in traditional costumes and carrying the blue and white Greek flags as they celebrate Orthodoxy, Hellenism, and 196 years of independence from the Ottoman rule. The Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York hosts the parade. This group promotes the preservation of Greek traditions from generation to generation, as well as honoring the culture that began in ancient Greece. So join us today on Fifth Avenue as My9 presents the 86th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade, a celebration of Greece's glorious history, culture, and freedom. And good afternoon, kalimera sas, gya sas. And here we are. We are celebrating Greek Independence Day one more time. Hi, everyone. I'm Ernie Onassis with Nicole Pentelides. We're waving our flags, and we are so happy, are we not?
We are thrilled to be here. You just saw the F zones, the Presidential Guard there. We've already kicked off the party right here. Greek Independence Day live on Fifth Avenue.
We have hundreds of floats and all kinds of people here today. Families from all over the tri-state area celebrating with their communities. It's going to be a fun afternoon, a lot of entertainment, lots of things to talk about, and special guests too.
No doubt, and we have our grand marshals. The kids are in their costumes. We have cooking. We have dancing. Stay with us for the fun 2 hours.
And we also have Nick Gregory joining us right now, our crack meteorologist. Hey, Nick, Yasu, Kronya Pola.
Yasu, Ernie, and Nicole, welcome again. It's great to be here on Fifth Avenue today. And as you can hear behind me, this is Alpha Band. They're going to be playing throughout our presentation today some Greek music for you. Not the greatest day, not the worst day. It's not raining. It's basically going to be kind of a cool day with a little sprinkle here and there, but that's not going to dampen our spirit at all. We're going to have a wonderful time, and we'll have some Greek folk dancing later, and of course sampling some Greek food, all that good stuff. And look who I found. I found another fan of the Greeks, none other than Mike Woods, who's here. Mike, I'm going to blame today's weather on you.
Absolutely, why not? Just pass the buck there, Nick. Hey, it's always great to be out here. And actually, the weather's not that bad. A sprinkle here, a sprinkle there. It's not going to dampen the spirit and, of course, all the smiles out here for the Greek Independence Day Parade. But lots of great stuff coming up for us here. But first, we're going to start off with the U.S. National Anthem from Helena Panai, as well as the Greek National Anthem from Yanni Papastepanou. Let's send it over to Helena right now.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Σε γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπαθιού την τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με βιά μετράει τη γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βγαλμένη των Ελλήνων τα ιερά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χαίρε ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χαίρε ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χαίρε ελευθεριά.
All right, we are officially off and running. What a beautiful day. These are the Presidential Guard of the Republic of Greece, as you know, Nicole. The F zones, a fixture, really, when you travel to Greece, anywhere you go. This is the symbol of the government and great history as well.
And when you look at the skirt, they call that the fustanella, with 400 pleats to represent 400 years of outside rule. The pom-poms on the shoes. This would be somewhere that they would hide some secret weapons under the pom-poms.
You know, those pom-poms, by the way, I remember wearing those as a kid when we had Greek Independence Day at Greek school, that Saroukia, as we call them. And the F zones are all volunteers, as we know, from the Hellenic Army's infantry, a very, very elite ceremonial unit that guards the Greek tomb of the unknown soldier, the presidential mansion, and the gate of F zones camp in Athens. We have been there, we have seen it, and it's really something to admire when you're there live.
We also just saw the flag, the Arista students holding the flag. You saw the white and blue stripes there, the white cross for Orthodoxy, and the Arista students are actually very smart. They're New York City Public Schools named for the National Honor Society chapters.
Well, you know, we're so happy because so many people are here and always well represented. Just a short while ago, we heard from Mayor de Blasio, and he was greeting everyone here on this Greek Independence Day. Now the New York Police Department Mounted Color Guard. They were created back in 1871. Talk about a history, and used today in the patrol units. The unit has about 112 human uniformed officers and supervisors, approximately 120 horse officers, too.
Yeah, we saw them going by, and now here we are seeing the New York City Police Department ceremonial band this time, and they do jazz in schools in addition to everything that they have teaching this to the children. All full-time working police officers. Yes. We support the NYPD, thank them for their service, and hey, this band is pretty awesome.
Yeah, they are. They're really the standard, the traditional beginning to many New York City parades up Fifth Avenue, and there's Mayor de Blasio right now waving that Greek flag. We're very proud that he's here today. Proud that a lot of our visitors are joining us and being part of this wonderful celebration today.
And there he is. Yeah. I'm going to interrupt you because I know you had a great event this week at Gracie Mansion with Mayor de Blasio, where we now have Ernie Anastas Day. He declared
it was March 21st,
March
yes,
21st.
At Gracie Mansion, which was lovely. I really appreciated that. That was a wonderful tribute from his honor and from the city of New York. Nicole, you know, you and I have been doing this for some time. After 3 decades of reporting news in New York City, it's an honor to be serving this great city and the people and the diversity, the culture, the neighborhoods, the feeling that we have in this city. I've always said New York is one city. The whole world is in one city, New York.
And this is a parade for everyone. Come on out here, get right over to Fifth Avenue and have a good time. If you're Greek, Cypriot, American, whatever, come have the best time of your life and join the party as everybody marches down Fifth Avenue, celebrates history, and a little fun.
We were talking about the event at Gracie Mansion, the St. Paul's Society, which is the arm of the Greek Orthodox faith at the New York City Police Department. They are here with us today. Great organization. They do so many wonderful things. Our hats off to all the support that they give to our Greek community as well.
And we have Grand Marshals today as well, Yannis Savidis, as well as George Yanikopoulos, the doctor, and Emirates, the honorary marshals.
Yeah, you know, when you talk about everybody that's here, the big thing that we're looking at, of course, the families who have come here, lined up along the parade route, who do this every year, and they come as an annual event and spark the spirit of traditional Greek heritage, patriotism, and love of country, and also sharing this within their own family, but also when they go back to school, let's say tomorrow, or if they're talking to their friends, particularly the youngsters are talking about the Greek parade. You can see the smile on their face and the joy that this brings them.
And it's interesting because they come out generation after generation. They say, oh, my father, my mother marched in this parade,
Yes.
and now and my kids are going to march in this parade.
Right.
And it's so funny to see also the schools. The schools have
Many
Hellenic
schools.
societies. I saw Bronx Science, Brooklyn
Yes.
Tech, also Stuyvesant, Francis Lewis, Manhasset. All of these schools will be out marching with pride and with energy here on Fifth Avenue. The
Yep.
rain has held off.
It
There was
has.
some
We're lucky.
worries there, but you can see the kids there in costume.
FDNY also passing us by, New York's bravest, again participating every year as they do, marching along this parade route. You know, we talk about pride. It was interesting. I was reading a story the other day, Nicole, about how important ethnic pride is to our mental health. That it helps to raise self-esteem, there's less depression. We're talking about any group, obviously, but just having a sense of your roots, where you have come from, the heritage of your family and your culture means a lot, and it keeps people up on a positive note about themselves and about who they represent and why they are a part of something like this, for example, today. So let's hear it for self-pride and a good kind of pride.
That's
not a
right.
negative thing.
And, you know, it's something that all families agree upon. Education, hard work, love, goals. Everything that any family would want is something that Greek parents certainly instill in their children. I'm so enjoying seeing the FDNY Hellenic Society there. Also, they have a badge that combines two concepts of the fireman's Irish cross with an ancient Greek warrior's helmet. Not sure if anybody's ever seen that.
Yeah, that
but,
is very nice.
It's very cool.
Well, it is, and you know, it's part of their tradition, and it makes for, you know, their sense of pride in what they do. And you know, we can't say enough covering news in the city about the amazing job that the New York City Fire Department, Police Department, EMT, all of the people who really keep us safe and sound every day. Our hats off to some of the amazing sacrifices that they make too, and we really feel that. We always have to make sure that we mention that and give them their due respect and pride.
No doubt, no doubt. And so today we get to celebrate our history,
Yes.
the roots that go all the way back, and all of the fun traditions and culture that Greek families try so hard to keep alive. And it's hard. It's hard in
It is.
a society where your kids are running around
Very,
and everybody's on their electronics.
a lot of
and
competition,
saying, let's go
exactly.
to church or
Yeah.
let's, you know,
Well,
whatever, and trying to keep the culture alive. But
And you
anything
hear it from
cooking
parents
together.
like yourself, right? And you say, look, you know, there are sports activities, for example, on the weekends, particularly on Sunday, which interrupts, you know, the ability to go to church together and do things. And, you know, some families have spoken out about that. But, you know, there's a lot that can be done, and you do it in the center of your home.
We also see the Department of Corrections, New York City Department of Correction Hellenic Society, and they are there right now walking down, founded
Yeah.
in 1998. So not too far back. That's actually
No.
the year I got married.
Well, they conduct a lot of activities, exclusively charitable, literary, educational, and they unite Greek and Greek descent within the NYCD corrections in a very positive, a very comfortable environment. Our hats off to them. They are a terrific organization. They hold these monthly meetings. Oh, look at that sweet little face. Doesn't she look great? That's
She's
part of what
cute.
we were talking about.
She's
There was
cute.
her family pride.
I love it. And we're also watching the Greek American Folklore Society, dedicated to the study and preservation and instruction of the history and traditions of Hellenic folk culture. And we see this in so many of the groups that keep it alive with the dancing, with the language, where they teach these children everything that it is to be Greek and keep those traditions. And I love that the churches have Goya, Joy, Ahepa has Maids of Pericles, and all of these groups that keep Greek
many
children
organizations
together to have a lot of fun, and even for adults,
Well,
you
I think-
have that as well.
You know, as you were pointing out, young people especially, are always on social media or doing some type of activity. And it is important for families to be able to break through that and include, as you just pointed out, the opportunity to sit and talk about their family, talk about those values, and be able to share that so that they can perpetuate it, pass it along to their families as well. That is important. And also, what we're sharing here today, there's a little young man dressed up in his F-Zone costume. Boy, he brings me back to when I was about 9 years old doing the same thing. There you go. Great smiling faces from our communities in New York.
And it's fun to also, I think that Greeks have a lot of pride when they're watching TV and film and they say, hey, look, that costume designer is Greek. We have Elena Kampouris here today on the float, on the Hellenic Times Scholarship float, the CATS 970 float. She's there today. She was in the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah, she was terrific.
And she's also currently in a movie as well that's in theaters at this time, Before I Fall. So she is an up-and-coming Greek star.
She sure is. Now we're looking at the Kalavritan group that's here from a wonderful Greek community. This is founded in 1821, essential to the early stages that talk about history of the Greek War of Independence. And the monastery of Aia Lavra is thought as the birthplace of the revolution. So they have a lot of deep history and experience here that they're bringing to this parade today.
And we also have seen a lot of dignitaries. A short time ago, Mayor de Blasio went by. We also saw Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney here today.
Senator Chuck Schumer.
I saw a big sign there for Mike Gianaris as well, and also of the New York State Assembly, Arabella Simotas. So she was just here. I saw her walking by and waving. So we appreciate that they all come out, rain or shine, and
they're here with us.
Support this parade and all of the people that are here having a great
And we
time.
heard from Senator Chuck Schumer, who addressed this crowd earlier, who is always, by the way, speaking of people that you can really count on. Chuck has always been a good friend to the Greek community, and he's appeared at so many different functions that I've attended. Always has good words, good feelings, but also good deeds. We like to see people who say something but also do it and deliver. And there are so many people that you mentioned that do the same thing, that they are caring people, that they are interested in the issues that affect the Greek American community as well as Greece, and they stand up and do the kind of work that is necessary.
And we are also, I'm going to be very excited for Ms. Loy, who's going to be cooking
Maria.
today. Maria Loy.
Right.
And she's famous. She has so many cookbooks. I think 150 cookbooks.
Oh, probably,
36 cookbooks. Here's Miss Greek Independence. Julia Kokosis, crowned Miss Greek Independence. She won that pageant just recently. She used her mastery of the Greek language, and she answered all the questions with knowledge.
She did. I met her the other night, in fact. She's a lovely young lady. Her family comes from Kefalonia. She was very proud to mention that to me, and she's a freshman at Long Island University, majoring in pharmacology. She loves the Greek language, speaks Greek, and understands what we're talking about today, our heritage. Miss Greek Independence, Julia Kokosis. Looking lovely. As always, look at that float every year. You see that year change. Here's 2017. We've been doing this a while, Nicole. We can go back. I don't want to mention the years, but it's been several years.
I have to say, I love it. I love it because it is a great way to be together. The families get together to celebrate, and I think it's great, rain or shine, and I enjoy seeing the young people who really put themselves out there, and these young ladies who have to go through a lot to achieve the banners that they're wearing there.
Okay, this is the Cathedral of the Holy Trinity of New York. A beautiful cathedral on 74th Street, East 74th Street. It was founded back in 1892. It's an institution of the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese. As I said, they're on East 74th Street, and it's just a beautiful cathedral when you go in there. The architectural work, the design, it's very warm. It's a large cathedral, but it has the warmth, the hospitality that is known to us with our Greek culture. But it's just a terrific place to be, and it's got a number of archdiocesan districts that oversee all of the 8 metropolises, and they're each, as we know, shepherded by a bishop and a title of metropolitan. So there we are, represented now, the Archdiocesan of the Holy Trinity Cathedral. All right, we have more to tell you about. And you know what, Nicole, we have a special guest sitting right next to you. Could it be John Katsimatidis?
John Katsimatidis.
Hey, John.
Welcome. We're happy
Thank
you're
you.
here.
It's great to be here on Fifth Avenue in the greatest city in the world, and having Greeks march up Fifth Avenue, not down Fifth Avenue. We're marching up Fifth Avenue.
Right.
And God loves us, and He saved no rain, you know, and it's a little bit cold.
A little bit, but it's okay, John.
But Greeks are used to getting, they're brave.
That's right.
John, you actually always, every year, are behind this parade. You make it happen. Why do you do it? Because I can tell you, I love it. I know Ernie loves it,
Sure.
and everybody who's watching at home loves it. Why do you do it year after year?
After we did it the first year, we had so many phone calls of people. I'm 85 years old. I can't get to the parade. I want to watch it on television. I'm 90 years old. And people loved it, and we're able to get it to everybody.
You know, when you want to watch it too, John, you can tune into my9nj.com. So people are watching us in different parts of the country and different parts of the world as well.
We have told everybody that it's on the internet. You can watch the parade in the whole world. Greeks are watching it in Greece right now and all over Europe. And it's all about a great parade on Fifth Avenue in New York. And there's nothing better than that. Doesn't get much better.
No,
we'll
we can
say Yassas to everybody in Greece and Cyprus.
Zito Elas as well.
Zito Elas, all
John,
over the world.
you have been a former mayoral candidate, a very formidable candidate. In fact, did very well in that election. And we're, always thinking, well, will John run again? But putting that aside for now, I don't want to get into politics with you. But tell us, how you feel about this great city, the Greek American community, and how it is all part of the great spirit of New York.
Well, the Greek American community, the Greeks always work very, very hard. They've always worked hard. My father worked 2 jobs, 3 jobs to pay the rent, put food on the table.
Yep.
You don't see that many Greeks on unemployment. They'll go out there and do whatever they have to do. It's the greatest city in the world. Vision for the next century. That's I think that's very important.
We're also looking, John, at the float. There it is. You have the Cats Round Table, and I see AJ, Andrea, your daughter, and Elena Kampouris, who we mentioned earlier there. And where's Margot? And your son?
I think Margot's up there.
Did you take a look there? You see
I
him?
see them. There's Margot, and there's Andrea.
Your whole family is up there,
John
a lot
Jr.?
of friends. Yes. John, you also have a very popular radio show on 97 AM, and you bring on so many guests. I was talking to one of your associates the other day, and he said that you've had about 1,000 guests on your program.
Well, we have worked 156 consecutive Sundays. No Sundays off. I haven't had a day off. When I was in Europe and I was in Greece, I did the show from a little Greek island.
John, hold that island thought for a minute because Mike Woods is up on that float right now. Hey, Mike, let's take it for you. Go ahead.
Hey, Kalimata. And I've got great friends here, the whole clan over here. We got Margot Katsimatidis here. And how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. We went from Gracie Mansion to the White House, up Fifth Avenue, celebrating great Greek independence.
You got to love this day, and you have your whole family here. You've got John Jr. over here. And the whole family, and Julia as well. What does this parade mean to you? I mean, look at all the blue and the pride. Isn't this beautiful?
The Greeks have an expression. They have kefi. Kefi means love, spirit, life. So you must enjoy life every day and enjoy the United States of America, this country, and your Greek heritage.
You have to love it. You have to appreciate all that the Greeks contribute and bringing out your whole family, who's actually so wonderful here. I met John just a little while ago, and I hear about all the different things that you get involved in. And we have Elena. Good to see you.
How are you, Mike?
How are you?
How was your trip to
see
Greece?
you. My trip to Greece, I did go last summer. I went to Mykonos. Yes, I enjoyed it. Had some of the most delicious food. Avra, there is a restaurant there, Avra. Oh my goodness, good stuff.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we met.
Maria, how you doing? I need your information.
Of course. Lo estiatorio.
We're all family out here on the Greek Independence Day Parade. So thank you for having me very much. Thanks for sharing here this afternoon. It's going to be a fantastic day, right, John?
Terrific.
All right. Ernie, Nicole, there they are over there. I mean, doesn't get any better than this.
No,
That is
yes,
a
Mike,
fun-
you're doing a great job.
That
Thank
is
you very
a
much.
really
Man,
And
he's,
it's
he's
Curtis's birthday
he's
today.
wonderful
See
out there.
Curtis up there.
Curtis Lewa, yes.
And little
Happy
Anthony.
birthday.
Oh my goodness! It's nice to see
Congratulations
them.
to
Happy
everybody.
birthday to Curtis.
Gotta be very
That
proud there,
float,
John.
That's the Hellenic Times Scholarship Float, the Cats Roundtable AM 970 that we can listen to your show on Sunday. So that's a lot of fun. Elena Camporis on there as well.
John, we always thank you again for bringing this parade to us and making sure that people at home, whether they're in the New York tri-state area or anywhere in the world, are able to see and be part of this great parade today.
It's no longer just New York TV, it's worldwide television.
That's
That's where we go. All right, John, we want to thank you very much for joining us, okay? We've got some entertainment, and we got some things going on the entertainment stage right there. John?
Thanks, John.
Thank you very much, John. You know, we were just
Thank
talking
you.
with John, and you know, sometimes when you're on live television, you know, you're able to just.
We're looking right now at this is John. We just saw John Nicolopoulos of the Stereo Elas group. He's there. He's obviously representing history there by being on that horse. And we remember the years earlier, year after year, they never stopped doing that.
Yeah, it's part of this parade every year.
It's
an
riding the
annual
horse in
event.
the traditional dress, portraying Yoros Karaskakis, the famous Greek military commander and leader of the Greek War of Independence. He was born in a monastery and rose quickly through the ranks. He became a hero of the Greeks for their quest for independence, and so it's very important every year to get on that horse and obviously honor his memory.
Absolutely. We are live here, of course, coming to you from Fifth Avenue in New York City. So many people are part of this parade today, marching up the Great Avenue in their traditional costumes, carrying blue and white Greek flags as we celebrate Hellenism and Orthodoxy. In a minute from now, we'll be talking to His Eminence, the Primate of the Greek Orthodox Church, Archbishop Demetrius. But before we do that, we're going to go over to our entertainment stage, and Nick is standing by with all of that for us. Nick.
And I want you to know I'm on the job, so I'm looking at my handheld Doppler radar here, and we're okay. So again, there's no rain coming up in our forecast. Looks like it's just going to be fine. A little on the chilly side. Well, you know, Greece is known, of course, for so much of its culture, and some of it is related to folk music and folk dance. And we feature a lot of groups sometimes from the New York area. This year, we're very special to have with us a group actually from Greece. These dancers are from Kavala in Greece, which is actually a very ancient city next to the Mount Simvolo. It's a very picturesque town. It goes back to 7th century BC. So we're thrilled that they're here showing their local costumes from their town, and they're going to be performing the dance from Macedonia called Levendikos. It's done in the Florina region of Macedonia, which is one of the many regions of Greece. So we're going to toss it over to the dancers from Kavala.
push the ears. All right, the Greek School of Kavala dancers, and we will be right back. They were excellent.
Great.
Being Greek means to me working hard in everything you do.
To be proud of our history.
To have philotimo, which includes ideas and virtues such as respect, courage, self-sacrifice, and gratitude.
To never give up and keep trying until you succeed.
To be proud of our religion.
It means to always fight for freedom like the heroes of the 25th of March 1821 did.
Happy Greek Independence Day!
The 86th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the John, Margot, Andrea, and John Jr. Katsamatidis Foundation.
Zito Yelas! Happy Greek Independence Day!
We're a good duo.
We are! We gotta think, oh, we know how to groove. Oh, we Greeks, we know how to dance, you know, we're the best dancers.
We know how to eat, we know how to dance, we know how to live, and we know how to give to people.
Yes!
Right?
Most hospitable.
We give a lot.
Yes, warm and loving.
Because we have philotimo.
Ah, yes!
Because we have philoxenia.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are.
Yes, we embody all of that.
Good.
How great is that? Wonderful. We want to thank the Atlantic Bank, of course, too, for being a part of our broadcast. We will be talking to a fine representative of the bank, the president, coming up a little while from now. But this is a terrific day for all Greek Americans to celebrate Fifth Avenue, the 86th annual parade. Families, a great tradition, people who are here today from the whole tri-state area. And the weather has held up. Nick was talking about that, and we haven't had a drop of rain. I hope I don't put the mati on it, as we say, right?
No, absolutely not. It's been absolutely beautiful. There's the Atlantic Bank. We see them going by, and they really support everyone in the community as well.
Yes,
and now
do.
we are joined by His Eminence, a very special guest, Archbishop Demetrios. Thank you, Your Eminence, for being with us today.
Were you pointing to some rain out there? You started to point, and I said, what are we looking
I
at?
point to the appearing sunshine.
Oh, okay, that's what we're looking for. Well, you bring the sunshine to us every year. Thank
God
you.
send it.
Thank you so much for doing that. Tell us, you have been traveling, of course, throughout the United States and other parts of the world for different meetings and symposiums. Give us a quick capsule of the highlights of what we're doing as our church continues to grow and build.
We are continues to grow and enhance our offering to the Homogenia and to the American people and to Greece. We carry for whatever happens in Greece, in our patriarchate, in Cyprus, in the name of Macedonia. So we are keeping always with the current open issues. And since we live in the place of democracy, and since we come from a place which gave birth to democracy, we are trying to have democracy and freedom, especially freedom of religion for everyone. And there are areas in our people that have suffered and suffer. So the occasion of 1821 revolution brings to us again the very important item, which is freedom, liberty, and possibility of live and express ourselves in a very, very strong and personal way.
And preserving freedoms of all kinds, and religion in particular.
Exactly.
Your Eminence. So going forward now, this is the challenge to preserve that.
It is, and it is something that is a universal challenge. And it started, as it has been pointed out, it started after September 11, 2001. The world started changing radically. And we are today in a position when the need for reconciliation, for action, for freedom, respect for human dignity is absolute.
Your Eminence, as the primate of the Greek Orthodox Church of America, I know how deeply you feel about our local communities. You go, you travel, you visit so many of them. Tell us a little bit about the feeling that you get when you see the faces of these families, especially the young children who are our future, and what they're doing in these local communities.
It's really a happiness, a joy to be with the communities, because you see the tremendous activity You see the young generation with these smiling, beaming faces.
Yes, yes.
And it's so wonderful. And sometimes you encounter things you don't expect. I was recently in St. Louis, Missouri.
Right.
And I to give a lecture there. And it was at the university. And they have a Greek department for Greek language, culture, and history.
All right.
It has a population, this department, of 300 students.
Really?
Within
That's a big number.
It's a big number.
Yes, it is.
And the students are not of Greek origin. They are
That's incredible.
90%. And we ask
That's
them,
quite
I
a
say,
story.
what are you doing here?
Yes.
Say, we learn Greek culture, Greek history,
That's wonderful.
and Greek
And
language.
why not? They have
So
such open minds.
it's an indicative. We have in Ann Arbor, Michigan, the same phenomenon. I mean, they have to hire professors because the students were so many. And we have our own children then.
Right.
That shows such a really energy and dynamism.
And that's your point. That is your point, to appreciate all cultures and all languages.
absolutely.
Universal love,
Absolutely.
I would say.
Absolutely. So that's the message I'm bringing everywhere. And I says to some people, travel, visit communities, you would have a regeneration course if you visit.
That's right. Your Eminence, we thank you very much again for joining us and passing along your blessings to this crowd, to all of us here.
This is a great day, and we have the blessings from God, the presence of the Mother of God, and the Spirit of 1821.
Amen.
Yes, Your Eminence.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
Thank you
And
for all you
thank you
do.
for giving me the opportunity to be here.
Always our pleasure.
Thank
Get to chrono, as we
Get-
say, right?
get to chrono.
That's right.
Okay.
We always, when we talk about Greek expressions, that happens to be one of them. Anytime you're with someone, and you always want to think about what you're doing now, of course, and living in the present, but also thinking about the opportunity to see each other again, to celebrate one more time, and
Right.
one more time, and one more time.
Chrono, the
Yes,
year.
exactly.
We say chronology, right? So from the Greek word, I don't mean to be
Next
funny,
year.
but when you say get to the chrono, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, of course.
Not the
Yeah,
Kali
one more time.
Anastasi.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Kali
Anastasi, that's right.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you
Your
very
Eminence.
much. Celebrating our day here today, Greek Independence Day on Fifth Avenue, the sights and sounds of this wonderful celebration. And look what we have here, Nicole.
Oh, look at this. This is the Eleftheria and Pancyprian Cyprus Federation. You can see everybody's there, and there's Kipro and Elada, and they're all together celebrating, and they have so many programs, not only just for the youth and sports, but dance and the women's issues, and they continue to support the community, and of course Philip Christopher, a large part of this one, and a great group of people. And Cyprus, of course, that's where my parents are born.
Yes. Many times when we're on the air, we're either interviewing or something is going on, sometimes we miss the opportunity to talk about some of the others who have attended this event today. We want to thank the Hellenic Lawyers Association. One of my relatives, my cousin Nicholas Papain, who was an attorney, is part of that association. They founded this 4 decades ago to establish a network of attorneys of Hellenic descent and to provide also those opportunities for professional development. Also, our friends from the Hellenic Medical Society were here, a nonprofit organization of physicians and healthcare professionals of Hellenic descent. We've been to several of their functions throughout the year. They're a terrific team. We want to certainly send our best wishes to them, and we thank them very much for being here.
And we're looking at St. George Greek Orthodox Church there in New York, and we're going to toss it right over to Mike Woods with a special guest.
Okay, Mike.
All right. Hey there, Nicole and Ernie. Yes, we have a special guest. Check it out. We have District Attorney Madeline Singas, Nassau County District Attorney. Good to have you here this afternoon. How you doing? Kalimera. Kalispera is for the evening. I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're learning. Good for you. Excellent. And I'm so glad to be here. What a great day.
It is a fantastic day. I mean, so you are the District Attorney for Nassau County, and you're the first female?
No, I'm the second female. I'm the first Greek-American DA in New York State history, so it's pretty impressive. And
it is. I mean, everybody must be so proud of you. I mean, all of your people out here.
yeah, this community is so supportive, and I'm one of their daughters, so they are extremely proud. The ethnic pride is over the top.
And you've got a big job out there in Nassau County. You were saying that when it comes to the county and the population, how many?
It's 1.3 million people. So
wow.
We're the 5th largest criminal jurisdiction in the state, and our population bigger than 10 states. So
that's pretty amazing. It just and what's it like? What's it mean to you in terms of like coming out here and seeing all of the Greek heritage and the pride out here? How does it make you feel inside?
You know what? It makes me really proud. I feel very nostalgic on a day like this because I remember when my parents were alive. We used to get ready to come to the parade. They were immigrants. They worked hard all week. They couldn't wait for the parade and show off their ethnic pride and celebrate what it means to be Greek. And I feel it now as well. And my kids are marching, and this is a very tight-knit community, and they've done very impressive things in a very short period of time.
Well, very good. Well, you really put out such a positive role model out there. So thank you for stopping by and saying hello to us this morning. And again, Kali Mera.
Good work.
Thank you. I'll learn some more from you coming up in a bit.
We'll do that.
All right. Fantastic. Madeline Singh is District Attorney of Nassau County. Ernie, Nicole.
Oh, Mike, you're doing a great job out there. We're going to call him Mike Woodsakopoulos today. How about that? Great job with Madeline Singas, too. Thanks for being here. The HEPA family, as you can see on the screen right now, is joining us. This is the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association. We've heard HEPA for so many years, and sometimes if you ask some of the Greek people, what does it stand for? Sometimes it's hard to remember that, but that's what it is. It's the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, founded back in July 26 of 1922, and that happened in Atlanta, Georgia.
And this is when people across the country and around the world can even get together. I talked earlier, I said the sons of Pericles, the maids of Athena, the daughters of Penelope, and they make sure every year to have an event where they bring everybody together from coast to coast. Look at those little party animals there.
they are having a great time, and this is a terrific organization. And as you point out, there are so many different facets of the group. They have done so much to promote Hellenism, education, and philanthropy. There's civic responsibility, family, individual excellence. They run so many amazing programs throughout the year. So our hats off to the HEPA organization. Again, the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association.
And I just saw a banner. They have service dogs for warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Now that, we talk about wounded warrior.
Right.
We really appreciate everybody in service protecting our country, and I like that they go out of their way to get service
One
dogs
other thing that
for
they
the
do,
warriors
yeah,
who need it.
You can add that to the list. And also behind them is the float from the Alma Bank. As we know, they are based in Astoria, New York, Greektown, and they offer both personal, business, banking options. They certainly focus on serving the Greek American communities in New York. The Alma Bank has always been part of our group here. We see so many of the same faces every year, but yet we also add new faces. The organizations, the companies are the same, the groups, but we have a lot of young people who are coming in every year and being part of this program. And those who have been coming year after year, not just during the time that we've been broadcasting on the air with our parade coverage, but also throughout the years that they have been part of this wonderful parade in New York City.
And I watch these bands, Emerson High School Marching Band from Bergen County, New Jersey, known as the Family Town. Everybody in Bergen County, go ahead, give a shout out for them, a 50-member band under the direction of Mike Leone.
Yeah, we have we were just talking about Alma Bank. We just talked about them, and they're coming by, and there they are. A wonderful group. Hello, everybody. Wave to us. So nice to see you. Celebrating community banking, and that's what they're doing right there. We have so many different things. The preparation, Nicole, as you know, for this march and this parade every year, it starts like tomorrow. They have to renew themselves, and they have to develop all of the plans for the following year, organizing the people, organizing their floats. Some of them are changed periodically. Some of them add a new event to it. And it's a terrific group that's sponsored by the Federation of Hellenic Societies, and the coordination is terrific. We always have a meeting before we have this parade, and everybody has their input, and we start talking about who our grand marshals will be, the floats, and where they're coming from, and being part of all of this today.
All right. And now we have the president of the PAM Supreme Association, International Coordinating Committee for Justice of Cyprus, Philip Christopher.
Yeah, relative.
With Mike Woods.
No, it's with me, and that's
With
okay.
Nick.
Yeah, we're just talking about, I said to Philip, I said, hey, how you doing? He goes, great, because I'm cold. I said, could be worse, could be pouring. But we're so happy. I know you're out here every year, and, Philip was was cell phone before cell phones were cool, right? Going back to your days. And you know, I know you're very involved with the Cypriot community, of course, of your heritage, and we're always happy to have you out every year. And former chairman of the parade. What's on the headlines again now with Cyprus and with all that goes on?
Well, the Cyprus issue, of course, is there's some negotiations going on, but the way Turkey is behaving and its President Erdogan, the so-called reliable ally of the United States has become unreliable and unpredictable. And that's the words that are being used. But today we're celebrating our 196th Greek independence anniversary. We are very proud because we're Greek Americans. And as Greek Americans, we have an obligation because we come from the birthplace of democracy. And we live in the greatest democracy in the world.
Well, and the parade is a great turnout this year, right? I know you enjoy coming out of the parade.
Well, we work very hard for the parade. And of course, we're here to spread the Hellenic values and ideals, which are the values of Thomas Jefferson and John Adams and George Washington. And of course, we remind everybody that 38% of the Republic of Cyprus is still under occupation.
Well, Philip, thanks again for coming and enjoy the rest of the parade. All right, and we'll see
I wanted to say hello to Nicole, my niece over there.
Okay, she says hi.
I say thank you to my Uncle
Okay,
Philip,
Philip.
and it's great to have
Back to
him
you guys.
on. And so much pride for my family, for my heritage, and for the work ethic that they have instilled in me. And I try to do the same with my husband
Yes, you do.
and for our boys. And we tell them there is nothing given to you. There is no entitlement. You need to work hard
do.
to achieve anything.
That's right. We also just noticed up on the screen there St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church of Newburgh, New York. They were established in 1924 at a different location. It's been in their current building since 1934. This is a terrific group that comes here every year, that participates, and they're hosting of the annual Greek festival every year, which I understand is terrific. If you want to go up there and have some baklava and gyros.
This is what we're looking at here. Zito Yelada, Zito Yelada. Right now, this is the Investors Bank float. And I think they don't give a hoot if it's cold or hot or raining or not.
And
They
I
are
love their
having
music.
A super time.
Opa!
Bravos
Yasu!
us. They have
You guys look
Cyprus
great.
flags, Greek flags.
Hi!
And they're having a good time.
They are. Look at that lively crowd.
I have to say, every single float, every single group that walks by, and Ernie and I do our best to look over because we want to enjoy the parade. We look over to everybody marching up Fifth Avenue,
right.
and they are smiling
waving.
and they're waving and they are happy to be here. There's no complaints. There's no my feet
No.
hurt. There is no it's cold. They are happy to be here, and
They
they're
are.
waving and smiling
Yeah,
at
they
us,
are.
and we're waving and smiling right back.
Well, it's a great spirit, you know, as we have our vantage point here from 68th Street and the Fifth Avenue location. You know, we can just look up and we can see all of those flags waving.
Yeah.
And as the floats go by, you know, the people respond to them. And that's one of the reasons why they're here, because they want to make sure that everybody participates in the spirit of this day. And there are more coming along.
I can
What do we
hear
have
this
right
music.
behind us? I think this is
hear this music right here.
I think this is the Panikarian, the Brotherhood of America. Yes, that's what it is.
That's right.
Yeah, it's open to anyone, by the way, over age 18 years of age. Their ancestry ties to the Aegean Greek islands of Ikaria. I've been there. Beautiful place. Gorgeous. They have a great longevity story there, too, in Ikaria. You know, people live to 110, 115 years old.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's that Mediterranean diet and just the Greek spirit, too.
So if you want to be part of the Centurion Club, you can run right over there.
Join them, yeah. The Icarians throughout the world celebrate July 17th or St. Marina Day as Icarian Independence Day. On this day in 1912, the Icarians freed themselves of Turkish rule in a brief revolution with only one fatality. So that's part of their great heritage, and we thank them for being here today.
The Himaratian Society right there, you see them marching up, saying in commemoration of March 25th, Greek Independence Day, a non-profit organization dedicated to cultivation and preservation of culture, heritage, and history, and making a positive difference, positively, Ernie,
Yes,
you like
yes,
that,
I sure do.
making a positive difference in the lives of our members.
You know, we talk about the spirit of Greeks and Greek Americans, and it's part of our personality. We're brought up in homes where hospitality is a big word. Opening up your doors to everyone and making sure that we celebrate together. whether it's a Greek tradition or a Greek holiday or whatever it happens to be. It's just an opportunity for us to get together and to talk and laugh and enjoy food and share stories. I think that's such a big part of our tradition and our culture, and I know that I experienced that as a child growing up, and I know you did too, and that's what puts us on television, in my opinion, today, because it's an extension of our family.
And so many of our parents grew up with less.
Yes.
Many of them are immigrants, wonderful, hardworking immigrants who have come to this country, made their way for their families, learned the language,
yes,
and passed on so many of their culture and history back. But there's always the stories about them sharing one sweater, one
sure.
chicken.
Right, whatever it happened to be.
And look, they made the best of it in a positive way.
In a positive way. This is the United Chios Society, marching with the Emerson High School Band of New Jersey. Chios is a beautiful island. It's a border island of the Aegean. They say it's where the Greek sun rises. I have visited there. I've been to a wedding in Chios. Terrific. In fact, if you walk into the center of town, you feel that you're in Astoria, or you feel like you're in New York, because there are so many New Yorkers that are there. And this is the Keon Federation that is being represented here today. It's a great organization of America and Canada. They were organized back in 1939. And it's just a regular part of our celebration every year. Look at these gorgeous costumes.
Yes, this is the Folklore and Cultural Society of Doropoulos, Greece. And you can see them there. They really look absolutely great.
Yeah, they do.
Just to
I
get
mean,
back
look at
to
the color.
Chios for a
Yes.
second. When I arrived in Chios, my husband and I did 9 islands in 7 days.
Nice.
And it was absolutely beautiful. And I love the architecture, that black and white look.
Oh,
Every
yes.
single island has something special. Santorini looks different, and it is just
they all
a
have their
beautiful
character.
trip. Everybody
in
loves
Chios,
going
I think
to Greece.
Chios is where they have the mastika, right? This is where you have
the
that.
mastika, the gum.
Yeah, the gum, and a lot of other products too. It's a very distinctive scent and taste. So when you're in Chios, you've got to have some of that mastika.
We went to a trip that was the Undiscovered Islands and had a lot of history in that trip where we learned a lot. We went to Fologandros, Antiparos, Chios, Sifnos, Serifos, Rhodes, and Santorini.
Beautiful trip.
That was fun.
Yeah, this is all part of the Chios entourage that's here today. Look at the face of this lovely young girl with her white coat on, waving her flag. Hi, how are you? Yasu.
Hi there.
So nice to see you.
I have to say, I think that I want to make sure we don't miss students that are involved. The New York City All-City Marching Band came by, and they are made up of public high school students in the 5 boroughs.
Yeah,
we thank them for participating, just killing it here with the band.
We are.
And having a lot of fun.
Hi there. Yeah, it is good, as we said before, that we mentioned the Hellenic communities, for example, of Brooklyn, Staten Island, St. Constantine and Helen, the Greek Orthodox Cathedral of Brooklyn. They were here today. We want to thank them. The St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church at the World Trade Center. They're also part of our parade today. We know the history of that house of worship, destroyed in 9/11, and is now being rebuilt here in New York with great pride.
This is a day that brings together families. I have to say, I have 15 first cousins. My mother's family is from Kyrenia, my father's family from Galapagos.
Right.
And I can't, do you know how many messages I got this morning? I don't get to talk to all of my cousins because they're all busy.
But they all
with
respond.
with their work, with their families,
Oh, sure.
with their goals, and,
Yeah.
and their community and their churches. And today is a day that brings us all together.
One of
Thank
the
you.
things, too, Nicole, you're right about that, and it's being able, if you can, to make a trip back to the homeland. And make sure that you have the opportunity, if you can, to see the roots of your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. And it's a nice thing when you can do that and come back with stories that you'll always remember. There's nothing like a trip to Greece. And it also helps, tourism, a country right now that really needs our support. So it's nice to be able to plan your trip. If you're thinking about it, go to Greece.
Yes, go
Yes.
to Greece, have a nice time. Elena Kampouris posted a picture on her Instagram today of her and her mom when she was a little girl in
how
Greece,
nice was
sleeping
that?
on the shoulder. It's just beautiful.
Beautiful.
All right, keep it right here on the Greek Independence Day. Marching up Fifth Avenue, Alpha Band, cooking, dancing, smiling, cheering. We'll be right back.
Being Greek means love and Christianity. As Socrates says, to be Greek means to be a citizen of the world.
Greeks established the first idea of democracy.
Happy Greek Independence Day from
The 86th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by Hellenic Bank.
This is St. Francis Parochial School, St. Constantine in Brooklyn, New York. We love to do Greek dance because it's a part of our culture and tradition. Now let's take a look at our fellow Greek dancers.
What a lively group we have there. You know, I love to see these kids out there dancing. My favorite dance is the Tsamiko, by the way. And, you know, you play that music and I just cannot sit down. You've been to so many events, so many weddings and wonderful parties. And when that music starts up, Nicole, you just cannot sit in your seat. That's
no
for sure.
doubt. I was last night. I went to Dionysos in
Oh, yeah.
Astoria. I mean,
Right.
they had a bouzouki player, had a great time. And, you know, that's where you go and you do the galamatiano.
I like that,
My
too.
mom and her friend would do the sirdaki
Oh,
there all the
sure.
time.
Yasu. Opa.
And,
Hi, guys.
They always have a great time there. Right, what's coming up, this is all Archangel Michael Greek Orthodox Church in Port Washington. And they moved to a new location. It was consecrated in 2015 and moved there to Port Washington because they kept outgrowing their original church. So now it was consecrated, dedicated to God for eternal use as an Orthodox Christian house of worship. A lot of my family members go here to Archangel Michael. It's a beautiful church and a beautiful community.
Thank you very much for being here. You really are doing a great job here today. We have the Academy of Hellenic Pedia. This is the Academy of Hellenic Pedia in a Greek school program that opened its doors last year. This is a motto that they have, know thyself. Don't we know that very well? Ancient Greek, great philosophy, know thyself. Can you get any better than that? Spend time knowing who you are, where you came from, why you're here, and more important, where you're going, right?
That's true. Self-reflection is very important.
Socrates. It's their mission to encourage learning by the use of classical Greek and Hellenic traditions. So we congratulate this wonderful academy for being part of our organization today.
And a short time ago, Boy Scouts went by from Maybrook, New York.
Boy Scouts.
Go for the Boy Scout troop. 236 drum and bell corps, and they had their scoutmaster with them. The band won 150 trophies, and I really like the Boy Scouts, and I don't want to leave out the kids.
I have to tell you, I love them too. You probably didn't know this. I was a scoutmaster at the Holy Trinity Cathedral in New York several years ago, many years ago, and it was just so much fun to be part of that organization. Boy Scouts, go for it,
Oh,
okay?
it's cool. Can you tie a knot, Ernie?
Oh, yeah, I can do a lot of things. Give me a rope. Okay, we're going to throw to Mike right now. He's going to do his own little thing. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, and I got a special guest here. We have Mike Janars. Listen, so it's so funny as I was speaking with you earlier. You gave me a nice, easy analogy on how to pronounce your name.
Yeah, well,
I loved it. It dates us a little bit.
It does. Well, the Greeks know how to pronounce it. In Greek, it's actually Yanaris. So
Yanaris.
In English, it's Gianaris.
Okay, very good. So, 17 years you've been out at this parade. What does it mean to you? I mean, this day, it's always hugely represented and representative of the Greek community, and it must make you proud.
It does, and I've been here 17 years as an elected official. I've been coming here my whole life. As a child, I was one of the marches you see behind us, and it's just something that's so important to the community and so important to all of New York because the Greek community is such a vital part of what goes on here. Obviously, we've been contributing to New York for decades. But at the same time, the values of ancient Greece are the values of Western civilization. The United States embodies those now, so we feel a special kinship and partnership, and it's great to celebrate that today.
And there's so many folks that come out here and represent in all walks of life as well. And what's your favorite part? Do you have a favorite part of the parade?
Oh gosh, probably to see the Royal Guard march at the beginning.
That's really cool.
That's great, and then seeing a lot of the children who just come one after the other. Such enthusiasm, such great representation, such pride in the community, and it's just great to be a part of that.
And what do you have to say to folks out there that maybe haven't come to see this parade before, or Greece? What do you have to say to them?
I'd say they're missing out, and it's such a great time. And you know, every weekend in New York is another parade, and it speaks a lot, especially with everything going on in the world right now and in the country, to recognize the contribution of immigrant communities, whether it's Greece or anywhere else in the world. there's a lot going on. You're very popular. You're very popular. But there's so many contributions that people from other countries make, and we need to recognize that and celebrate the contributions of immigrants and people from other countries. And today's a part of that.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for coming out here to spend a little time with us and speak with us. And once again, Kalimera. I'm trying to pick up on everything.
Doing well.
And yeah, I'm doing the best I can. Mike Gennars. All right, so Ernie, Nicole, another one of the local boys doing good.
That's right. I mean,
right.
I've known Mike Gennars as we all grew up together. We are so proud of his accomplishments, and now obviously playing a huge role in Washington.
He's a great guy, doing a terrific job, and so are you too, Mike. And we want to also mention the Holy Cross of Brooklyn, the largest Greek community of Brooklyn, of that borough, served thousands for more than 50 years. The three hierarchs of Brooklyn as well, of the 6 Orthodox churches that exist in Brooklyn. Three Hierarchs Parish is the second oldest community, so we're very, very well represented by Brooklyn, and Kimesis Theotokou of Brooklyn as well. They were founded back in 1931. They're originally known as the Greek Orthodox community of Bay Ridge. So thank you, Brooklyn, for being part of our parade here today as we continue to celebrate the 86th annual Greek Independence Day celebration up Fifth Avenue in New York City. Live coverage here on My 9 and also on the World Wide Web.
And we're so thankful to our sponsors as well. And we're watching everybody celebrating, and we think of our ancient philosophers, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. We think about the Greek legends, Aphrodite, Apollo, and Athena, and Zeus, the heroes, Hercules, Jason, the Argonauts, and Achilles. And of course, everything that's brought to us since then: music, dancing, writing, drama, history,
all
astronomy,
all of that.
medicine, language.
You know, especially with young children, when they end up hearing about the terrific contributions that have been made by their heritage, by their culture, I think that gives them the pride that we're talking about. And as you mentioned, whether it's medicine, sports, in the arts, all of the fields that has really a Greek root to it.
That's right. We're looking right now to Kimesis Theotokou of Brooklyn. That was founded in 1931, and it was originally known as Greek Orthodox Community of Bay Ridge, and then moved to its present location.
I love small communities, small churches. You know this. I've talked about this before. My grandfather was Reverend Anastasios Anastasiou, who was one of the first 100 ordained Greek Orthodox priests in America and served communities from Danbury, Connecticut, into Maine and New Hampshire and Massachusetts, and lived at home with us, Yaya and Papu. And I remember my grandfather saying his prayers in the morning and trying to share these stories with me. I was just a young boy, but I remember him vividly. And it's the little communities, and they're all across the tri-state area, but across the country. And if you go there and you see all the events that they sponsor, the festivals and the church groups and organizations, whether it's Goya and Joy and the rest of them, and what they're doing, and we heard from His Eminence Archbishop Demetrius earlier, this is the heart and soul of what our church is about. And they care deeply about what they're doing, and that's why you see that participation and the strength that we have.
And that's why they need to keep going and keep doing it, and every person counts, and everything you do matters. We just saw the Hellenic Classical Charter School. We just saw St. Demetrius Church in Merrick, New York. So everybody's out here having a lot of fun.
You know, there's some great entertainment here. Anastasia Zanis, who is a wonderful performer from Greece, and she's joining Nick Gregory on our entertainment stage right now. We're very, very excited about all of this, Nick. You're a lucky man to be up there to be introducing her. Take it away.
I am. I'm very, very lucky. And, you know, while you're doing those shout-outs and you're shouting out to Brooklyn, I have to do a shout-out to Holy Cross, because you mentioned about your grandfather being a priest. Well, my father was a priest, the Reverend Basil Gregory. Holy Cross was a church that he built. He was the first priest there, and my first Greek parade was marching with Holy Cross in 1966. So shout out to Holy Cross, and my dad was also at Holy Trinity in Rochelle for a brief period, and also for the longest time at St. George Tropeoforos here in Manhattan on 54th Street. So lovely, of course, to be part of all those churches. So we have Anastasia Zanis, who is has done sold-out performances at Carnegie Hall, and she studied at the Athens Conservatory and also at the London Royal Academy of Music, and we're very pleased that she's here with us today. A very famous song she's going to do for us, Never on Sunday. Anastasia.
Opa! Yasu! Well, you can kiss me on a Monday, a Tuesday is very, very good. And you can kiss me on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Friday, in fact, I wish you do. Απ' το παράθυρο μου στέλνω 1, 2 και 3 και 4 φιλιά που φτάνουν στο λιμάνι 1 και 2 και 3 και 4 παιδιά. Μα όσο κι αν ψάξω δεν βρίσκω άλλο λιμάνι, τρελή να με έχει κάνει όσο το Πειραιά. Κι όταν βραδιάζει τραγούδια μαραδιάζει και τις πένιες του αλλάζει, γεμίζει από παιδιά. Όσο κι αν ψάξω δεν βρίσκω άλλο λιμάνι, τρελή να με έχει κάνει όσο το Πειραιά. Just name the day that you like the best, only stay away on my day of rest. To Greece. Opa!
Anastasia Zanis. What a great voice. Born in Athens, she's been performing at Carnegie Hall here in New York and in all different parts of the world. She's got a unique talent, and we want to thank her very much, Anastasia, for celebrating with us today here at the Greek Parade as the bands continue to play on.
And everybody loves that song.
Yes.
We hope you were dancing at home. It's okay. It's okay to dance at home.
Well, that's one of the real, traditional songs. It's a classic that people always think of when you think of Greek music. That and no dancing in the aisles. Remember that line? That was a great line. That was Olympic Airlines. They used that line for a long time. We have a special guest, don't we?
That's right. We have Nancy Papaioannou of the Atlantic Bank, president of the Atlantic Bank. She's also the chairman of the Hellenic American Chamber of Commerce and of so many Greek, obviously, other community organizations. Nancy, thank you for being with us.
Another year. What a nice day today. We gathered together to celebrate the 196th anniversary of the Greek Independence Day, together with Evangelismos. So significant days for the Hellenic history, for our heritage. Of course, Atlantic Bank worked together with the Greek American community, and I'm very proud to support the parade on behalf of the bank and on behalf of our parent company, New York Community Bank Corp.
Well, Nancy, you do wonderful work, and we know that recently you were honored as a Greek American Woman of the Year. That's quite an honor. Congratulations to you, and tell us what that means to you and what it means to a lot of young women who are watching us today.
Well, you have to dare and to fight for what you believe is right for the society, right for your country, and of course you have to trust yourself and your people around you.
Very true.
The beauty of community banks is that you make it happen for people with business ideas. And how does that feel to help the people of the community?
Atlantic Bank is almost 100 years history here in the United States, and we are here today, we are what we are today because of the Greek American community. We have the obligation and our duty to support the community, and as long as I'm the president, I will pursue this, and I will trust our community will be here forever, strong as it is today.
Wonderful. Nancy Popoiano, we thank you so much for joining
Thank
us from
you
Atlantic
very
Bank.
much. Chronia
Congratulations,
Pola.
Chronia
Thank
Pola.
you.
And as we say,
Thank you.
get the chrono, right?
Thank you very
Next
much.
year, too.
Thank
you, Nancy.
Thank
you
you.
very much. Okay, Nancy's a wonderful guest to have on. And we congratulate the Atlantic Bank, our great sponsors, for helping us every year with our parade. And here we are. We continue to give you live coverage of Fifth Avenue. Great traditions as we continue to share in the great melting pot of New York City. Our great three hierarchs of Brooklyn, as we mentioned, have been participating in this parade today. Churches from all over the community. And there are the Cub Scouts. Here are the little Cubs. We were talking about the Boy Scouts
cute?
earlier. Here are the little Cubbies.
Yeah, come on out,
Yeah.
guys. They look great.
Don't they?
And they have, obviously, they're holding their flags proudly, an American flag and a Greek flag. And that is so what we say, how we're Americans, we're Greeks, we're Cypriots. We like to retain our roots, but are so in love with this country, US of A, and it's great to bring it all together.
It is. You know, again, we want to mention many of the churches and organizations that are participating today. St. Barbara, Greek Orthodox Church of Orange, Connecticut, a very vibrant community. They have all kinds of programs for ages of different groups, including the Greek language, Bible study, Greek cooking classes, youth groups, and certainly a lot more. So thank you very much for the 36 years of tradition that you have, St. Barbara's Greek Orthodox Church.
There they are, waving Holy Trinity St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church from Staten Island. And they have Goya, Joy, dance groups, the parishioners, the Sunday school, soccer. That's a good one.
You know, all of these churches, as we know, have festivals every year, and I love to go to as many as we can. Nick Gregory and I love to do it, and I know you do it as well. Sometimes we go out and we mention it on the air, but they work so hard all year long to prepare all of the food for this event every year.
And my
really
kids actually are a part of it, which is
they're part of it
unbelievable
too.
because, as you know, we're part of St. Nicholas Church in Flushing on Northern Boulevard, and we have Father Paul Palesti, and it's just wonderful there. We absolutely love it, and the festival's a lot of fun, and the kids are there making the souvlakia, working hard. They love it.
Yeah, they do, and our family does the same thing. We're at the Holy Trinity Church in New Rochelle. Father Nick Anktel, who's a terrific man. You know, the priest really makes a huge difference in the community, and so many of our priests are doing an outstanding job making sure that the community is well put together, serving all the different age groups. You mentioned the young people, those who are young at heart as well. So our hats off to our priests who are just there every day on call and helping us out. And there's one right there.
And we're just looking at St. Demetrius of
Yes.
Merrick, and they had the Philoptochos. They're based in Merrick, New York, but the Philoptochos, the ladies, and also the Hellenic school there that they have as well.
Philoptochos, Friends of the Poor, the Pan-Lemnian Philoptochos Philanthropic Association. They're also part of our organization today and marching with a lot of the other groups here. Look at the smiles on everybody's face, because you know what? It's clear. It's not raining. We may have an overcast sky, but we didn't get the rain. Thank you, Nick.
Listen, that's what I said in our meeting earlier this week. I said, just say no rain, no rain,
No rain.
no rain. And there it is. And you see the blue and the white stripes
Yeah.
of the flag. It has 9 stripes.
Right.
Eleftheria.
Eleftheria.
Thanatos.
Freedom is right. You know, you mentioned Easter too earlier, and it's true. That's one of our biggest celebrations in our church. And the preparation for it now, the Lenten season that is on. There are so many different services that are held in the evening and in the morning as well, building up to Easter. That happens to be my favorite because it's my name day, Anastasios.
Oh, Chronia Pola.
Faristopoli, and you know, that's one of the things that I look forward to every year. And you know, a lot of people have asked me, they say, you know, what's more important in the Greek culture? Is it your birthday or is it your name day? How would you answer that?
Yeah, that's a great question,
Yeah.
because a lot of people would say your name day. Now, how about if you're my mom and you're born on the Epiphany and your name's Fanny? It's her
how
name
about
day
that?
and her birthday. The phones don't
You know,
stop.
we have to mention your mom, Fanny, and your dad, John, of course. But Fanny, the founder of the Proenine newspaper in New York, legendary figure in New York when we start talking about people who've made a great contribution. So Fanny, I know you're watching, and so is John. Yasu Pronya Polan. You should be very proud of Nicole and her
my
family.
wonderful stepdad Mort. I'm lucky I have a great family.
Yep.
And, you know, it's just really wonderful. So we're continuing to watch the parade here, and they're waving the flags.
Yeah,
with
we
a
were
lot
talking
of,
about the church from Orange County, or I should say Orange, Connecticut. This is the St. Barbara Greek Orthodox Church. They are just a wonderful group. And look at the lead right there. Wearing that pink, you can't miss it. Stands out.
Yeah, have a good time there.
Mix it up a little bit.
Listen,
Pink, blue,
I know
and white.
that I'm sure they know
Hi,
how
guys.
to do the Greek dances.
Yeah, they
and
do.
that's what these kids do. They practice all the Greek dances, the circle dances. They have so many different types of dances and costumes that go along with it. You have fast rhythms, small steps. Some of them are very difficult as well.
You know, it's fun to ride on a float. You've done that, right? You've been on a float before. That's kind of fun to do.
You know, I think I remember walking in the parade with Pan Cyprian.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that I've ever been on one of the floats.
It's a nice ride. You know, it's a good feeling, especially for children to experience that, because when they're on a float, it's like the whole world is watching them, and they can wave to everyone, and it's a memory that they never forget.
Yeah, it is. It's really
Saint
cool.
Irene.
There they are, Saint Irene Christovalantou.
Perfect.
Right? That's a tough one. And we can see them there as they're walking, and they based in Astoria, New York, and they are under the jurisdiction of the Ecumenical Patriarchate of Constantinople.
Right.
And we see them there.
You know, again, we go back to our communities and our homes and the festivals. When we talk about Greek food, now there's a subject that everybody gets excited about. Think of everything Greek, especially in this city of New York. All of the restaurants, and I'm not going to start naming them because there's no end to it, and I want to leave anybody out. But there are so many Greek restaurants in New York. And what about Greek yogurt? Everywhere you turn around, there's a Greek yogurt someplace. I have some of my favorites. I won't mention them.
Right.
But I almost have a yogurt every day. I must tell you that. Every day.
I will tell you, what's interesting is how it's contagious at this point.
It is.
Because everybody loves going to the Greek restaurants and having Greek yogurts, because it is obviously healthy eating, healthful eating with protein and Mediterranean diet. And this is what brings those people to live to over 100 years.
Go to Ikaria. Come to New York, right, and eat your yogurt. Okay, Mike, we're going to go back to you. Mike Woodsopopoulos today. Hey, Mike.
Woodsopopoulos.
How are you?
I like that.
buddy?
I like that a lot. Doing great out here, meeting some fantastic people and some new welcome friends to the Greek community. This is Matthias Schmidt with Emirates Airlines, and I mean, you had a huge announcement a couple of weeks ago. Tell us about that.
Well, we actually announced our new direct flight, year-round direct flight between Newark, New York and Athens, which we started 2 weeks ago on March the 12th, so exactly 2 weeks ago. We're absolutely excited to bring this new service to connect the Greek-American community with home, and obviously also for the American consumer that has now a better opportunity to fly between New York and Athens.
Yeah, and you were telling me, how long is this flight now? Since it's direct, it's so much easier.
Well, the flying time is around 9 hours. It depends whether it's westbound or eastbound. We operate that flight, as said, on a daily basis with an American-built Boeing 777-300ER. We offer 354 seats on that plane.
Wow, that's a big plane. That's great. That's going to be a great ride. I'm sure it's going to be very popular. Now, I got to tell you, so the crowd out here, I mean, you come out here as a sponsor, Emirates, and what are you feeling from the Greek community?
Well, we had a great welcome in the whole Greek community because these guys, this community didn't have a direct connection between the US and Athens, and we bring them this direct connection. We're in the business to connect people, places and cultures, and that's why we also really want to become a part of the community, and that's why we're actually also here part of this whole parade.
Well, very good. Matthias, thank you very much. I just have to let you know that everybody's been talking about Emirates, so welcome to the family. I mean, New York very much appreciates you, so thank you for stopping by to speak with us.
All right, thanks very much, and let's enjoy this great parade.
We're going to enjoy the parade, exactly. We'll have more coming up in a little bit.
The 86th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by Emirates.
Do you know the other one? Because I never want to answer to this one.
Which one?
It's po 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 Maria,
po 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 Maria, po 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 Maria sana po. Po 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 Maria, po 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 Maria, po 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 Maria sana po.
You are amazing, girl.
For
All right,
you.
I'll teach another one.
Okay.
So it says, Milo mon kokino rodo vameno. That's enough.
Okay,
Let's go.
let's go.
So.
Back we are live with great music, the Alpha Band, and everybody that's part of this wonderful celebration, the 86th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade, coming to you live from Fifth Avenue, New York City. We're bringing you the sights and the sounds of this wonderful celebration of Greece's glorious history, culture, and freedom. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Ernie Anastas with Nicole Petalides, Nick Gregory, Mike Woods, and bringing you a live broadcast on My 9 in New York and the tri-state area, and also on the World Wide Web. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We just saw the Greek School of Plato in Brooklyn, New York there, Ernie.
Yes, they're celebrating, of course, with us since 1977. The Greek School of Plato has become Brooklyn, the New York area's source for education of the Greek language and history, and they have a great history indeed.
And as we hear the Alpha Orchestra, and everybody who's been to the Hellenic Times Scholarship, HANIC, AHEPA,
yes.
you've heard Alpha Orchestra playing. But, you know, they go far and beyond around the world. Antonio Ramos, The Temptations, they played with Bernadette Peters, Johnny Mathis, Engelbert Humperdinck.
Wow.
So they've been a part of many, many orchestras, pit orchestras, and Broadway musicals. So Alpha Orchestra.
Thank you. Thank you very much. As we continue to listen to the music, we're also going to be joined shortly by the Honorable Judge Theodore Bozanelis. He's a terrific man who has served with distinction as a judge of the Superior Court of New Jersey, also a regional commander of the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle, the Archons. And we want to welcome Judge Theodore for being in our broadcast booth today. How are you, my friend?
How are you, Ernie?
Thank you,
Nicole?
Judge.
I'm happy to be here and happy to be here representing the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle. And I send greetings from our national commander, Dr. Lim Barakis, who I know you know well.
He's here every year, I know. They couldn't make it this year. Thanks for being here.
They could not make it. His beloved mother-in-law, Maria's mother, fell asleep in the Lord. As you know, her husband was the past national commander, Lillian Borden, passed away. So he sends his greetings.
Well, it's a family that's made many great contributions to our church and our patriarchate.
And what is the message that you're bringing us
Well,
today?
I'll tell you, when I look out here and I see all of the churches marching, and I think of Bishop Yermanos and the Greek Independence Day where he raised the banner, it was all about freedom or death. And the struggle for religious freedom is very much in our hearts as archons of the Ecumenical Patriarchate. So we're here today as we think about His All Holiness, we think about the Middle East, we think about the Christians in the Middle East, and we struggle every day for religious freedom. So we're hoping to send that message and continue that message as we celebrate Greek Independence Day today.
And Your Honor, it is a real challenge to perpetuate the faith here at home and also around the world. I know there are many functions that are held every year, events, symposiums, and I know that you participate in many of those.
We do.
What's the good feedback that you're getting these days?
Well, you know, we have an archon as the chief of staff to Donald Trump. Reince Priebus is an archon. And his director of advance, George Igikos, is also an archon. So we are very pleased with that. We were just down in Washington for the Greek Independence Day celebration at the White House. So we spread the message of religious freedom there. We're hoping to work with the administration, with Congress, and with all of our leaders, and to travel, of course, over to the Fanar and to the European Union, sending the message of religious freedom.
And we know that, this basically all comes down to, again, we've been talking about this throughout our broadcast, the local churches.
Absolutely.
The participants, the parishioners that are there every Sunday, every holiday, and doing their part. How important is that?
They are the heart of it. And, I'm from Holy Trinity in Westfield, New Jersey.
Right.
And our parish, just like everybody else, when we're members of that parish, this is our family, this is our home. And we send the message of religious freedom every Sunday in our parish.
What's the biggest challenge right now to the archons and to our patriarchate? What's the biggest challenge
Well, we
today?
have two issues that are front and center. As always, the reopening of the Halki Seminary, which has been closed since 1971. We are hoping that will be reopened so that we can train our clergy. And the other is the Great Church Cathedral of Christ, Hagia Sophia, in Constantinople.
Right.
They are seeking to change that into a mosque instead of a museum. And we are putting as much political pressure as we can to try to keep that as a museum, as a representative of both Christianity and the Muslim faith.
And it's beautiful, and I've been there. Judge Borzonelis, thank you so much. The
I
Order of
will
St.
be there.
Andrew of the Apostle, State Supreme Court of New Jersey, Chief Judge retired. Thank you so much for being with us.
And one thing, we are looking forward to your doing the Kalamatuno at the end.
Oh, you are.
I'm going to be watching you, Nicole, and you, Ernie. And I want to know who's going to be the better dancer today.
I think Nicole might beat me out. I'm sure
I
of
don't
that.
know.
Okay?
We're going to make sure to
Ladies
have
first.
a good time.
Thank you so
Nice
much,
seeing
Teddy,
you.
for joining us.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you,
All
Judge.
right.
Thank you.
Also, as we just saw just a short while ago, passing us by here, this is what we call float number 20, Pen Kerianikos, the Association of America, founded back in 1979 to support and maintain and promote the cultural heritage and tradition of those beautiful Ionian Islands. Just lovely, and we thank you again for being part of the broadcast. We talk about our language and our faith. Greek, the oldest documented Indo-European language, spanning 34 centuries of written records, and I'm so happy that I was able to learn the language as you did, Nicole, as a child.
That's right. Well, my Greek is not the best, not the worst,
Yeah, it's
but I
somewhere
do
in
my
between.
best. It's
Yeah.
somewhere, I can get by and I can translate and I can go to Greece and Cyprus. But when we talk about the Greek words and what they derive from, I mean, there's no doubt they make the joke in the movie, it comes from the Greek word, but words like agape and cosmopolitan and dynamic, charismatic, all of these words have roots that come from Greek words.
I remember one time I was taking, I guess it was an IQ test when I was about 13, 14 years old. And I remember, you had like a multiple question or a multiple choice. And I remember I would try and depend on my Greek language to help me. There was something about, well, it was one stood out, I remember. It was a medical term, and it was called sphygmomanometer. And it was a medical thing, and what do you use it for? And I started thinking about it, and I thought about the word sphyxi, which is to tighten, and the measurement, and it happened to be taking your blood pressure, sphygmomanometer, and I got it right.
You got that one right.
Thank you,
well,
Greek
over
language.
50,000 English words come from Greek words.
So there you
Greek
are.
language.
Yeah, well, we're very happy, and it's nice to say Efkaristo. Kronia Pola, we've been using our Greek today.
Here's the Pan-Gregorian float, Ernie. We're looking at Pan-Gregorian Enterprises, food industry company.
Right.
Began in New Jersey in 1983, has expanded in New York, Maryland, Connecticut, South Carolina, and so continuing to expand and unifies the Greek-American restaurants, helps the business operation in hospitality.
Okay, we're going to keep trying our Greek here because, we had so many different groups that have been passing by us. Pan Erikusa Society. Erikusa Society of America? I guess that's how we pronounce it, right? Celebrating 60 years of unifying their country here with the U.S. And the Othoni Society of the USA in St. Nicholas Church of Flushing, New York.
St. Nicholas, wait, that's my church.
That's your
right?
church.
That's a great group. We're going to go right over to Nick Gregory with the Cretan dancers.
Yes, Ernie and Nicole, of course, Greece is made up of so many different regions. We showed you mainland Greece before, and you know that folk dancing is a big part of my life, right? So I've danced in folk dance groups for many years. That's how I ended up meeting my wife. Nonetheless, Crete is the largest of the Greek islands, and we have the Cretan dancers here from the New York area. and they're going to be performing the dance Malaviziotica. It's one of the hardest dances that they do on the island of Crete. Actually has its history going back 6,000 years to the Minoan times. And you'll hear in the Cretan music the Cretan lira, like the violin, only it's played vertically, and also the laut, which is like their little version of a guitar. And you can certainly see the different costumes that they wear compared to the wool costumes you saw in northern Greece. These are the island costumes. And take it away, Cretan dancers, with a Malaviziotico.
Just beautiful. The Cretan dancers of New York.
They were really doing a great job there with those small, fast steps, their own dialect, Crete. Beautiful Crete.
Beautiful, yes. And they did a great job. We're going to be up on that stage before you know it, doing our little dance as well. We're continuing to cover our Greek parade here today.
That's right. Stay right here. Keep it on 5th Avenue, the Greek parade. Ernie and I will be waiting for you. Keep it right here.
During the Greek Revolution, Dionysos Solomos wrote the bass for what became the Greek national anthem, Ode to Freedom.
Happy Greek Independence Day from the Archangel Michael Greek School. Zigorianos!
The 86th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the John, Margot, Andrea, and John Jr. Katsumatidis Foundation and Atlantic Bank and Emirates. Well, we're all feeling Greek today, that's for sure, because we're celebrating Greek Independence Day March up Fifth Avenue on this lovely. Hey, can you hear me out there? Hi, everybody.
They're having fun. They have a lot of fun there. We are seeing the high schools. We're seeing William Cullen Bryant, Manhasset High School, Archbishop Malloy, Frank Sinatra, Francis Lewis, Greek Club of Long Island City High School, Townsend Harris.
Yes, all joining us today.
Cardozo.
Yeah, we had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 schools that are part of this Bryan High School Greek Club. Thank you very much for being here. And you know, as we talk about our food, Nicole, I don't know if the camera will come on us, but Gus was nice enough to bring us some great treats. I love.
Thanks, Ernie. I'll bring these to my house later.
I'm sure you will. You like codambiedes?
I like it all.
I love the little powdered cookie, a little Greek cookie, and a little finikia. And we have a little
thanks Gus Kaloutis for these always. He always delivers the goodies.
Yeah, we would eat these right now, but we're on the air. Might be a little bit of a problem, but we will eat them later, aren't we, though? We'll bring them over to the truck, and everybody will enjoy them, too.
I think we should start passing them out to the marchers.
Yeah, I'm sure they would take them. Yeah. Such a wonderful day, and, you know, we're going to talk about some of the floats that we did have earlier, and I know you commented about this, the Carnival of Love Foundation. They were founded in 2008. And just people who just decided they wanted to do something dedicated to bringing community love and joy to families affected by autism spectrum disorder. So they were here today, and we want to thank them very much for participating.
I noticed on the side, first of all, they do so many great deeds, but I noticed on the side they had World Autism Day for April 2nd, and they said they're going to turn Astoria blue.
Nice.
And I like the recognition for autism, and I think that's important.
Great work, and it is important. You know, when you start talking about things that people are concerned about, that's one of them. And as you know, Sesame Street just introduced Julia, a little character with autism. That was a first, and it's good that we are, you know, opening up so many doors these days with the use of good media to be able to promote and to understand whatever the issue, whatever the problem is, and looking for solutions to our problems.
Right. We were talking about unity and working together and making everyone count.
Some of the other churches too, Nicole, Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church of New York City. They're located on West 91st Street. They've been participating with us, and also St. Demetrius of Jamaica. The Yonkers Military Band was also part of it.
We just saw St. Dee's of Astoria. Now,
Yes.
St. Demetrius of Astoria, that's a big one.
Big one, big one. They have always had a good time up here. They are, their marching band, I'm just trying to remember some of the things. They've been around for like 80 years. An astonishing program. And they broke ground back in 1927. The cathedral there is just a landmark for the Greek faith.
It's a beautiful church. I drove by it last night there.
Yep. And when we talk about, you know, the things that are important to us, I happen to see something here. And I know I read this once before, but I like this. The first Greek in America was a sailor by the name of Don Theodoro, or Theodoros, who sailed to America, and that was in 1528. That was the first Greek in America. And one of the first Greek colonies in America was at the New Smyrna near St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh, and there's obviously a big Greek community in Florida now. That's very interesting. I didn't realize that there were colonists who came along with him and settled. And
a lot of people make that trip to St. Augustine, but you know, I think that's so nice to remember that first. And we don't have a tribute to Don Theodoro. There should be something. I think we should start something now to recognize the first Greek who sailed to America in 1528. Okay, if somebody's listening, let's get something started.
Let's make that a day, right?
Let's do
make
that.
that a day. We're seeing
a
lot of the young people, the National Honor Society. We're seeing the people right now. There's St. Demetrius of Astoria, the day school, the PTA, and I know coming up is Stuyvesant High School, Bronx High School of Science. So we'll be watching for those groups of gifted and talented students.
I would also be remiss if I didn't mention the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church of Bridgeport, Connecticut, because that's where my Aunt Eva Vaniotis has been a celebrant for so many years. She headed up the Greek school there, Sunday school program. She was terrific, and still is. Aunt Eva, I know, is watching and listening today, and also Father George at the Holy Trinity Church in Bridgeport, and my other cousins, Bill Vaniotis. So if your family out there watching, you heard it here. I didn't miss.
That's right. Yeah, Sophia Eva, right there.
Aunt
so
Eva,
we're seeing
sweetheart.
everybody. Aunt Eva, we see the Greek children there. on the floats. The music of the Alpha Orchestra is happening. The Castorian Society just going by there with the float, based in Whitestone, New York. By the end of the 19th century, they were the only 8 Castorians in the Americas.
Wow.
And so they continue to grow. The fur trade, of course, for many centuries was and is a big part of the employment that they found when they came. There's the society, the 107th anniversary of Gastoria, and that is where my husband's family is from.
Well, congratulations, and our hats off also to St. Isidoros Church of Bethpage, Long Island, the Parish Executive Council, and the Philoptochos Society for being part of our program today. And also the Armenian Knights of Vartan, Armenian fraternal organization, our good friends in that Armenian community. Today there are 24 chapters, by the way, of the Knights of the Vartan, 23 chapters of the Daughters of Vartan throughout the United States and Canada. And thank you to our Armenian friends for being part of our program.
Ernie, I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite Greek food? If I could put down a couple of things in front of you right now, what would it be?
Well, you know, I happen to like a lot of the traditional foods. There's nothing like a really good avgolemono soup.
I love avgolemono.
Which I love. I think I can have that almost every day. I also like marinamena. You know, I like the lamb chops with fasolakia and potatoes. I think that's a great dish. But I think a traditional Sunday dish would be Greek chicken with lemon and oregano and olive oil and some potatoes.
I would say my yaya Irene, my yaya Irini, her specialty was keftedes, the meatballs, and my yaya Eleni, I'd say her best was the avgolemono. I
You know,
really
isn't that
love
nice?
that.
It goes back to our yaya.
I love that.
My mother used to make a kotopita, which is a chicken pita with the filo. Delicious.
I have to,
Yeah, and it's something.
Spanakopita, tiropita, the cheese, the spinach, so good.
Can't go
and
wrong.
Lately, I've been really into darama, the darama salata, the fish eggs, the dip.
I'm
That's
so
pretty
hungry
great.
right now. I'm
That's
hungry
pretty
for food, but I'm also hungry for good music. And the Alpha Band is ready. I'd love to go over there and dance with you guys. Take it away, Alpha.
Έχετε για βρυσούλες, το ψάρι που ήταν θωστινά μου δεγιά, που ήταν θωστινά μου δεγιά. Έχετε για βρυσούλες, προκύβουν αρακούλες. Έχετε για βρυσούλες και εσείς σου λιωτοπούλες. Οι σουλιώτισσες δεν ζουνε, οι σουλιώτισσες δεν ζουνε δίχως την ελευθεριά, δίχως την ελευθεριά. Έχετε για βρυσούλες, προκύβουν αρακούλες. Έχετε για βρυσούλες, εσείς σου λιωτοπούλες. Έχε για καημένε κόσμε, έχε για καημένε κόσμε, έχε για γλυκιά ζωή, έχε για γλυκιά ζωή.
The Alpha Band, the Alpha Orchestra Premier Greek American Ensemble. They're fantastic winners of the top awards, music awards, including Billboard Honors. And Thanos Siovas, our lead singer, did a great job for us today, as always, working up the crowds and working us up too.
No doubt, and I think the Greek acrobats are here as well.
Yeah, did you see them? They're
There's one
incredible.
right there.
I know.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, they are. You know, we want to mention some of the other floats that have been passing us. We saw the Greek Children's Fund, established back in 1983 by Stanley Matthews, a Greek-American businessman. We thank you for being here and being part of our program today. St. Markella Cathedral of Astoria, we also saw them passing by with the Executive Council, the Philoptochos Society, and their Greek school, founded back in 1954. Thank you for being here. Bronx High School of Science Hellenic Cultural Society, public high school for the gifted and the talented students. They have produced eight Nobel Prize winners. Congrats to the Bronx High
And
School
actually,
of Science.
one of our grand marshals, George Yankopoulos, the doctor, is actually a graduate of Bronx High School of Science, where he was valedictorian, and now he's a very rare individual, president and chief scientist, scientific officer of Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. They do macular. They have so many biotech revelations, from macular degeneration to colon cancer, really battling everything that we all want to have medicines for.
Thank you very much. John Katzimatidis, who also went to Brooklyn Tech.
That's right.
And we want to talk about that.
I visited Brooklyn Tech. It's beautiful, John.
Brooklyn Tech. So I just learned you went to Brooklyn Tech, huh?
Tech, alma mater, molder of men. Stand proudly, we rise.
Wow, so you've got it still going in your heart.
Again.
It doesn't stop. So John Katzimatidis, I mean, this is such a great day and a great parade, and you basically brought this together when?
We started televising 11 years ago.
Okay.
And it's been great. Everybody can watch it on in their homes. I've had phone calls from all over the world saying, thank you for putting it on television. You know, we go worldwide now.
It is, and I've actually had calls myself. They're like, what are you doing over there? I'm like, that has got to be one of the greatest parades. And I've been working this quite a few years now, and it's always so great to have the whole community come out and represent. What a beautiful day it is.
We're in the greatest city in the world, on the greatest avenue in the world, Fifth Avenue. On the avenue, Fifth Avenue.
I think you might have missed your calling on Broadway, my friend.
If you can make it on Fifth Avenue, you can make it anywhere.
And you absolutely have. But you've been a big part of the community, and everybody loves what you do. And what do you have to say to folks that haven't been perhaps to the parade or to Greece?
Well, You know, no dancing in the aisles except on Fifth Avenue on Greek Independence Day. And if you go to Greece, it's the greatest. I just got knocked
You
over the
did.
head.
You just got a little beaten from the flag. But where's the love?
But Greece, I love Greece when I travel there. The islands are great. The weather is great. The water is great. And, you know, they're going through an economic problem.
Right.
And hopefully they'll solve it soon.
Exactly. We hope they're getting on the right track and everything. Now, I notice, of course, you always bring out, I was with your wife, Margot, earlier, and your son, John Jr., and the whole family. They really get involved with this in the community as well.
I always want, my kids have been involved since they were 2 years old. They love it. They're Greek in their hearts. And, you know, after all, my wife, Margot, is a PR.
Yes.
Polish-Russian.
Okay, so close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, but you guys do so much great stuff. You must be very proud of them and all that they do.
They are. My two kids were at the White House on Friday for Greek Independence Day. And look, they love what they do. They love getting involved with the community. And that's what I taught them, getting involved with the community and getting involved with people.
Well, thank you so much for coming out here and always representing and helping to bring the party and the crowd out here. Cause,
what a great party.
It is.
And it didn't rain.
It didn't rain. He said, you know what he said to me? He said, Nick Gregory was wrong. Did you hear that, Nick? He said, Nick Gregory was wrong. It wasn't me. Thank you very much, John Cassidy. Absolutely. I think
same time next year.
Same time next year. Can I come?
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see you again. All right, Nicole.
All right.
John's got a new career there, you know, singing on Fifth Avenue.
He sure was. And Mike Woodsopoulos, we want you every year. Absolutely. We're watching, obviously, the different floats here, trying to make this one out. Later, we're going to see some of the other names, the Federation of Laconian Societies, the Assumption Church of Port Jefferson. There's so many people marching. I don't know that we'll get them all on TV. This is the Pan-Arcadian Federation of America, Eastern District, that we are looking. 1931 was formed to promote Hellenism among the first generation of the immigrants.
You know, we're going to be off the air fairly soon at 4 o'clock, so we just want to mention some of the parishes. Stuyvesant High School Greek Club, by the way, the Lupaki School for joining us, the Pontian of New York and Connecticut, the Patriot Bass Ensemble Metropolitan Band, also the Fort Lee Police Department, the motorcycle unit, Greek Orthodox Metropolis of New Jersey, we thank you, the St. John Theologian of Tenafly, New Jersey, and also the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church of New Rochelle. That's my church.
That's your church,
Father
I knew
Nick
it.
And Cindy at Presbytera, we thank you so much for being here. The Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, the Philoptochos, the AHEPA. This is a 90-year-old community, wonderful. Over 600 families there, located right in the heart of Westchester in New Rochelle. Thank you, Father Nick and Cindy, for doing such a great job. The council out there, everybody who does a terrific job every day, every Sunday, every year for helping to build a beautiful church.
Holy Cross of Whitestone, St. Markella of Wantagh, Cathedral of St. Paul in Hempstead. We are watching for you, Olympiacos Fan Club, and also the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church, West Babylon.
Yes.
Thank you all for showing up here at the parade today.
And Kimesis Theotokos, Greek Orthodox Church of Holmdel, St. George, Greek Orthodox Church of Ocean, New Jersey, all of the people down on the shore, thank you very much for being here. We're having a good time right now. We're going to continue to celebrate. We're getting ready to go over there, Nicole, because this is where we get a chance to do our dance. So come on over there, Mike. Tell us what's happening right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm getting the tips from the expert.
Okay.
Nick Gregory, because, I mean,
Who you
you're
talking
a very
about?
proud Greek, and you know your dance, and you've been doing this. This is a tradition for quite some time.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
much your
well,
whole
you know,
life.
well, again, I mean, we're talking about Greek folk dancing and being, part of the Greek culture. For me, Greek folk dancing started about 30 some odd years ago.
Okay.
It's a long, convoluted story, but I ended up dancing in a folk dance group for many years, and as you know, that's how I met my wife, because she was in a folk dance group as well. So, folk dance group produces families.
Wow,
but, as you see, just meeting people here on the street, and, the Greeks are proud of their heritage.
Absolutely, and I mean, this sea of blue that we've been seeing going on, and there's such a loving graceful community that comes out and represents every year after year, encouraging people to learn about the Greek culture. The food,
of course.
The food is great
well,
as well.
and I know you've been to Greece, so I know that you've experienced up close and personal,
times,
right?
Exactly.
So,
Last summer was Mykonos, and it was a good time. Trust me.
Yeah,
5
everyone
days.
has a good time on Mykonos.
Yeah, that was all I could say. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do that again.
Well, you do, and and Mykonos is just one snippet of Greece. I mean,
Right.
If Greece offers so many different sites to it. So Mykonos, you want to go have a party and have a great time. It's fun. There are other quiet islands.
I went to Santorini.
Santorini is
and
quieter.
I got to get some recommendations for some additional islands
Sure.
that maybe,
Well, and
I
then
wouldn't
mainland
be aware
Greece.
of.
Mainland Greece is awesome
Yes.
too because there's a lot of history in mainland Greece. Some of the old architectural features there.
Yes,
and then there's the Greek dancing.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh,
So
I
is it
think we're
time?
going.
All
I think
right.
it's time, Mike.
Let's do this.
Get
rock
those
and roll.
dancing shoes
exactly.
ready.
I'm
All
ready
right.
for you.
Here we go.
All right, onto the stage.
Onto the stage we go.
right.
All right.
We're having a great time. What a place to be. What a time to be here. This has been a fabulous parade for all of us. Marching up Fifth Avenue, the greatest city of the world. I hope you've enjoyed our broadcast here in the tri-state area and around the world. Right, Nicole?
Hey, we are having a great time. Greek Orthodox metropolis going on here from New Jersey.
We're going to be here again next year.
We will be here next year. We're going to
looking
be here
forward to it.
every year. Every year.
We hope
so
you'll join
we
us
can
too,
dance.
okay? Sito Elas. God bless you all. Thanks for being a part of our broadcast. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time. Yasu. Shall we dance? Here we go. Let's put these microphones.
We want you to dance at home too, all right?
Πηγαίνω και έρχομαι, μα δεν σε βρίσκω. Πηγαίνω και έρχομαι, μα δεν σε βρίσκω. Βρίσκω την πόρτα σου, μα τα λοδένει. Τα παραθύρια σου δεν κολλούνε. Για πάμε!